Debonair. Okay.
What's good, y'all? Shout out to Notification Game for hitting the like button. And the building didn't start yet. Y'all the realest ones in it. I appreciate you anyway. So I'm gonna try my best. This is part 2. I'm gonna try my best to release the video in the same day or within 24 hours of each other, just so everybody can follow through, follow up with it. Number one, number two, just to make sure that we keep it canon with each other, I should say. So what I'll do is, of course, I'll put the link. I'll put the link at the top in the description, and then I'll also put the I at the top, so y'all can go back and watch part 1 if you have not watched part 1 yet. So let's get into it, y'all. You'd rather date down than date outside of your race. Please elaborate. So if you watched part 1 already, she covered in part 1 of the video about how she has 5 homegirls. She's one of 5. One of her homegirls out of the 5 is the only one that's in a quote unquote successful relationship. The others are considered Black women, and they're all single with no prospects or whatever, right? So she basically brought the question, oh, would Black women like to date outside of their race if they want to be quote unquote in a successful relationship, or would they have to date down? She said that the Black women would have to date down. Me personally, I would say, me as someone that don't date outside their race, I've never dated outside my race before. I only date Black, so I wouldn't even be able to see it as a way of me dating outside my race. What is the definition of quote unquote dating down? Number one, I don't understand what that means. I really don't. Because if you're really telling me, Black women, if you have to quote unquote date down just to be with a Black man or to quote unquote have Black love, we've been dating down since the beginning of time and have not complained about it, not once. So what is the issue here? So let's get into it, y'all.
So the sentiment date down seems to severely strike a nerve for honestly everyone. It strikes a nerve for both Black men and for Black women, because the Black men are like hurt or like offended by it, and then the Black women are like, don't you settle. And okay, calm down. First and foremost, date down does not mean I think less of you. It means these are my standards, and now I'm wiggling on some of them so that you meet the standard. Like, relax. For me, some of my non-negotiables were financial stability, not necessarily that you make more than me, but that you make enough to live a comfortable life and that you are financially responsible, because you're not about to combine with my money and be crazy acting, okay? It is my preference for my man to make more than me, because one day I do want to have kids and I would love to stay home with them for as long as possible. So yeah, I do want you to be able to like provide for that lifestyle. But again, not my non-negotiable. That's my preference. Another non-negotiable has been religion. I'm a Christian. I love Jesus. I want my man to have a relationship with God. I don't want it to just be, oh, he goes to church on Christmas and Easter and, you know, he grew up in the church and that's it. Like, do you have a personal relationship with God? Because if you don't, then you will not know how to love me correctly. I don't want it. I think some women have started to, in my opinion, what would be for me, date down by saying, oh, well, he's Muslim, but like we can have a mixed household, or he is Jewish, or he doesn't go to church, he doesn't believe in anything, he's agnostic, but we can just make it work. For me, that's not something that I want to do. That's a non-negotiable. Another one for me.
Okay, so let's hold on, ma'am. It is a way to talk down on someone, because what are you doing? You're talking down on his either finance, his education, his place where he is currently in life. Dating down is not a positive. It's not a positive term. It's a negative term. If I'm dating you and my ex was whoever more attracted than you, and I say to your homegirl, your friends, or your family, or whoever, and I say, yeah, me and her started dating, but I feel like I'm dating down because my ex, was a lot more attractive than her, or my ex made more money, or my ex had a better body, or whatever the case may be, you would feel some type of way about it. The fact that you're sitting here trying to defend this, talk about, oh, it's only Black men that gets mad, they're getting hurt because of da 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 da. We're not hurt. I'm telling you what this means. You cannot sit here and tell me, hey, listen, trying to think of another example. As a Black woman, your ex made $100,000 per year. Now you're dating a man that makes $50,000. He's a plumber doing whatever, electrician, whatever. He's making $50,000, $55,000. No, as a matter of fact, let's do the average. The average man in America makes about $37,000 to $42,000, $46,000 per year. So let's just say anywhere in between that. And you say, oh, well, I feel like I'm dating down in my relationship because my ex made $100,000. Do you think that would be something that empowers your man? Do you think that would be something positive? Do you think that would be something that your man will smile and feel great about? No, he wouldn't. If I'm dating a woman that my ex was weighing 150 pounds and I'm dating you and you 200 pounds and you heard me say, oh, I feel like I'm dating down because my ex was 50 pounds lighter, you would feel a way. The fact that I'm even explaining this basic ass stuff lets me know, ma'am, you are the problem. Now I see why you and your damn homegirl single. Now I see why your one Caucasian friend is in a quote unquote successful relationship and you are not. Let's keep going.
I don't want someone who has kids. I understand that people don't see that as a non-negotiable. For me, I grew up in a co-parent household, didn't like it. And I also have a lot of friends who are co-parenting their children, and I don't like it. The dynamic between mothers and fathers and this co-parenting are not always good, and I would prefer to not add to that by being a stepmom, the girlfriend, whatever. Like, I'm just not interested in the possible drama right now when relationships are hard enough. Another non-negotiable that I used to have that I'm wiggling on more, and it's not necessarily dating down, but it's me just like growing and realizing that it's not that deep, was education. I need you to value education, but I don't necessarily need you to have a 4-year degree, because nowadays people are making big money with no degree. People are very successful without a degree. And so as someone who grew up in an African household, going to college was not optional. It was mandatory. Education was a priority. So I grew up with that mindset, and so I had that same mindset for my partner. But again, with how the world works and seeing the growth and the differences, I'm like, oh, well, it's not necessarily a non-negotiable anymore. So when I say date down, I'm saying letting go of those things. Like,
so again, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. Are you talking about dating down as far as finances, education, where he is in life? I haven't even seen this video yet, y'all. I have not seen this video yet. This is my first. We're watching it live, blind reaction. We're watching it live together. These are the things that I was covering, and she said some of them. So again, that makes me more, okay, I see where you're going with this. Number one. Number two, it's still a negative connotation. You cannot sit here and tell me that this is something positive, that you're saying I'm quote unquote dating down or have to date down if a man don't have A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. That's a negative. However you paint it, even with still, again, like I said, this is more of me accepting what you said and agreeing, because I'm actually agreeing with her. I'm not disagreeing with her. I'm agreeing with what you said. Literally at the beginning of the video, like I said, is it a thing of finance, how much money he's making? Is it an education? Maybe you have a master's and he just got a high school diploma. Is it as far as where he is in life? Maybe you working on closing on your second house. Maybe you got 3 cars. He's still living in a 1-bedroom apartment driving a hoopty. Again, what are we trying to say here? So now with more context, I get it, but still, it is still a negative term to use towards anybody, man, woman, black, white, Hispanic, I can care less. To anybody, it's still a negative connotation. But let's keep going.
To me, would be dating down. There are other non-negotiables, but I don't need to go into every single one. But those are like an example of, okay, I'm willing to date someone that is never going to make more than me. I'm going to have to work full-time my whole life, okay? Like, or, oh, he has a kid, but they have a good relationship, so, like, let's see if it could work. The religion one, not wiggling on, haven't wiggled on since college. But things like that. And also, I don't know why higher comprehension has been missing, mostly with the men. Just because I would consider dating outside of my race, those standards would still apply. The point of dating outside of my race is to widen my pool. Okay, it doesn't mean I'm gonna go find Chad that has no job, no home, no education, and 5 baby mamas. Like, relax. So yes, that is my version of dating down, and I hope it stops offending people. I think dating down is like, that phrase is an automatic trigger, especially for Black men, like, you know, and then Black women see it as settling, but like, it genuinely is not either of those things. Like, it's not meant to do either of those things. It's just a phrase to explain something. So hopefully that cleared it up. I'm really trying not to do that anymore, because I don't think I'm asking for too much. And yeah, I do understand there is that wiggle room of, okay, you're here and we can grow together. And so that's why I say, like, sometimes you date down and it's not settling. It's like, okay, this is an area you have to grow in. So like, let's grow in that area together, because then you're up to my standards, or like, you're meeting my non-negotiables. You know what I mean?
So again, like I said, man, it's not that I'm fully in disagreement. Oh, this is the first video. I'm sorry. It's not that I'm in full disagreement with her, because I'm not. Some of the things she was saying, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I get it, I understand. Yeah, I can get with that. But for the most part, again, my whole point was you trying to defend how it's not a negative word, or no, it's a negative word. That's it. Men don't like to hear these types of things in general. Men don't like to hear these types of things, because it could be a situation of him making $75,000 per year, which is really good money, and you making 90,000. Yes, technically you're making more, but when you say, "Oh, I'm dating down because he's not making that amount of money I'm making," imagine a dude that's 6'3", 220, fitness instructor, extremely muscular dude, extremely fit, whatever, dating a BBW. And he comes out and says, "Oh yeah, bro. I mean, I just feel like I'm dating down because usually I date girls that got six packs, abs, and a snatched waist." Women will be flaming him in the comment section. But it's still the same term. It's dating down. What's the problem? It's used in a negative light. That's it. Again, the fact that I even have to say this, bro, is like kind of like, bro, what? Like, what's happening here? Anyway, I want y'all to comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this video, man. Thanks for watching. Please, 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 if you haven't, hit the subscribe button, man. Also, too, hit that bell symbol size. And anytime you upload, notification will pop up and alert you. Also, too, make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that share. I look forward to reading all your comments, if any. So, until next time, please, man, be safe, Erica.